Which brings up something else I'll mention in a moment, which is fascinating. The Gulf Coast, about half of that in Florida. Which brings up something else I'll mention in a moment, which is fascinating. The Gulf Coast, about half of Alabama, a little more than half of Mississippi, almost all of Louisiana will be underwater. And Texas, devastation about 80 to 100 miles inland. West Coast, not quite so bad. It gets pretty high elevation pretty quick. There's an inland sea, what's going to become an inland sea. So the problem with California is that's where all the people live, is on the coast. What do we have in Los Angeles? 15, 20 million people? They'll be gone. And you got Washington State and Oregon. The middle of the country, the Mississippi River, will split the country in two. The Mississippi River will be 100 to 200 miles wide, a couple hundred feet deep. The government's already planning for this. The main new capital will be Denver. Talk about that a little bit more. The eastern capital and the minor capital would be Atlanta, Georgia, the highest elevation major city east of the Mississippi. The government is already splitting, like, for example, the U.S. Army. The United States Army Northern Command is being split east-west of the Mississippi River. They've been doing that now for 8 or 10 years. There's a project that I'm working with my listeners on my radio show, and I could not possibly do this by myself. And Florida reminded me of it. We're cutting edges from movies and television shows and now magazines showing continents with new coastlines. It all began.
So you hear that? The dude said the government is already planning for this. They've been planning. This is the reason why they give you jobs. This is the reason why they give you churches. This is the reason why they give you mosques, malls, Starbucks, Walmarts, clubs. They give you all these things to keep you distracted. Sports arenas. You going to the Phillies game. You know what I'm saying? Whatever game you're going to in your state and city. This is really why they do it. Because they're planning. It just amazes me how people can still be just getting up, going to work, and going about their business, thinking that everything's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like every day, I wake up in this simulatrix, and I just know it's wartime every day. Wartime, spiritual war taking place in the physical. Straight military minded. Every day. But meanwhile, the bots, the gang stalkers, you know. But at the same time, they're under mind control. So, what do you expect? What do you expect?
Alright, so look, yesterday I made a video talking about how big tech is going to need melanin to upgrade their AI into AGI. And not just any melanin, not like synthetic melanin or not melanin that's grown in a lab. They are going to need the real deal, real authentic biological melanin from human beings. This is the only type of melanin strong enough or potent enough to satisfy their AI ambitions, to satisfy their technological...
The bots probably ain't got no damn melanin.
...needs. And after I posted that video, when I was looking in the comment section, I noticed a lot of people bring up Memphis. There was a lot of people bringing up how Elon Musk is building a supercomputer in Memphis, Tennessee. And it got me thinking.
You know what I was thinking?
Work confidently while on SSDI with
Memphis, Tennessee. So I wanted to make this video. So there is a lot of the supercomputer in Memphis, Tennessee. And it got me
about this supercomputer. Okay. They got this supercomputer, but at the end of the day, remember, man mimics nature. Okay? Man mimics nature. So in our reality, we are that supercomputer. I am that supercomputer. So it is. So whatever this supercomputer is that they done build, they mimicked off me. They duplicated it from me. Because they study me every day. They study you every day. So it's obviously something that we got that's different. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't make no damn sense for people to be all up in my mix all the damn time. You know what I'm talking about?
There is a lot of melanin in Memphis, Tennessee. So I wanted to make this video today to bring awareness that melanin extraction is a real thing, and why the people of Memphis, Tennessee should be worried about it, and why other people who live around these data centers should be worried about it. So let's get into it. Let's start with a question. Now you have to ask yourself, why would Elon Musk, the richest man on planet Earth, build a godlike computer, not in Silicon Valley, not in a global tech capital, but in Memphis, Tennessee, a city that is not known for tech, but a city that's more known for poverty, for struggle, for soul, a city that is nearly 70% black? That's a lot of melanin. And what if I told you that this choice wasn't random? And what if I told you that this was not about geography? But what if I told you this decision to build these AI facilities, or this one particular AI facility in Memphis, Tennessee, was a decision based on biology? What if he needed access to the melanin? Now, I am aware that a lot of people don't realize that melanin extraction is a real thing and has been a real thing for at least 100 years. You can Google it. In the 1920s, a man named William J. Young published a paper about melanin extraction that I don't think a lot of people have seen. But in these papers, he described how he extracted melanin, real biologically sourced melanin, from human skin, specifically aboriginal skin, and he proved it could be chemically isolated, stored, and repurposed. And all this since the 1920s. I did a video about this not too long ago. It's actually pinned at the top of my profile if you want to watch that video on melanin extraction. But I believe that it is William J. Young who opened up the door to what may be one of the most hidden sciences of the past 100 years. Nobody talks about melanin extraction, but it's been happening. And I know I've talked about it before, but I just want to go over it again. I want to go over why they want to extract this melanin. Because I don't think people still understand. People don't understand that melanin is not just a pigment. Melanin is a superconductor. It absorbs and converts light and radiation into usable energy. It stores memory like a biological hard drive. It regulates ion flow like neurochips. And it communicates on a quantum level. And I know to some people it might seem like science fiction, but there are studies, there are reviews by scientists who have shown all these things to be true. All you gotta do.
I got this book. I can't dig it out right now, but I think it's called Melanin, the God. Is it I forgot what is the God of the third eye, something like that. But it talks about the pineal gland, the third eye, melanin, the secretion.
You just go on your computer, go on Google or whatever search engine you use, and look up melanin extraction.
This is why it's good for you to go in the sun. You know what I'm saying? The sun is out right now. It's early in the morning. You know what I mean? Yesterday was like a sauna. I went outside and just sat in the sun for like 40 minutes. Then I did some push-ups out there. But just by me sitting in the sun, man, I just started just sweating. Just all you gotta do is just sit in the sun, dog. Just sit in it. You just start to sweat. You know what I'm saying? You just use it as a sauna. You know what I mean? You ain't even gotta go. You ain't gotta go. You know, I know a lot of people like to go to the saunas at the gym. Man, you just go sit in the sun. Go sit in the sun, man. To me, that's even better than sitting in the sauna. Anything that's supposed to be natural is always better than the synthetic version. But the thing is, right, I don't know if that sun is even authentic as well. I believe it's probably duplicated. You know what I mean? Because remember China done built the sun too. You know what I'm saying? So if China got a sun, I'm pretty sure America got one too. These people, man, I'm trying to tell you, they building moons and stars and suns. There's a lot of shit going on, player. But that's right. You waiting on Jesus, right? Jesus built the sun, right? The moon, right? Yahweh Shai and all that stuff, right? Yeah.
And don't just look up like the articles, like just regular media. I'm talking about look up the research papers. That's where the information is, in the research papers. So look,
I can show you right now. This is the funny thing right here, right? This is how you shut those religious people up. I can prove to you right now. I could show you that China created the sun, right? I could show you on the Truman Show when they said cue the sun. You know what I'm saying? I could show you that man has been tampering with Mother Nature for a long time. I can prove that to you, right? But you'll argue me down about the fictitious Sky Daddy creating these things, these objects. But you cannot prove it. You have no facts. Only thing you're gonna do is give me your boo-boo. And I don't get down with the boo-boos, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Everybody got a boo-boo. You know what I'm saying? A boo-boo, what they say, a boo-boo's like opinions. Everybody got a boo-boo. I don't want the boo-boo. You know what I mean? Give me some facts. You can't. Other than that basic instructions before leaving Earth. Besides that book, you have nothing. You have nothing but your boo-boo. That's it. You don't have no facts. You don't have no evidence. You have your own little theory. That's it. You can't prove shit about your Sky Daddy. Your Sky Daddy's a pussy. Yeah. Real shit. Your Sky Daddy is a pussy.
getting back on topic, if AGI, artificial general intelligence, is the holy grail for big tech, if AI needs more than just data, it needs life, it needs sensation, it needs consciousness, what better substrate than melanin to use? So here comes Elon Musk, building a supercomputer hub in the middle of the blackest, most economically abandoned cities in America. Elon calls it a neural training facility. He says it will become the brain of his AI project. What's the goal? The goal is to create a machine that can think, that can feel, and act like God. But to build a God, you need spirit. You need memory. You need pain. You need intuition. You need ancestral knowledge. And there is no synthetic chip that can replicate.
They need ancestry knowledge. This is why they want to tap into your Akashi records. See, the beasts be experimenting on us, man. They know, but they don't want you to know.
That only melanin can. So let's widen the lens back on this thing a little bit. Have you noticed how easy it is for black and brown people to just vanish, to just disappear, to just be gone and never heard from again?
Yeah.
Memphis has one of the highest missing person rates in the South. Go look. Hundreds, at least 100 are reported missing every year. Thousands.
People been missing since I've been on the damn planet. I used to eat cereal, and we used to look at the cereal box and the carton of milk, and on the back it would have you seen me? We was dirt young. We talking 5, 6, 7 years old. We grew up seeing this human trafficking. Domino's Pizza been going on for a long damn time. This gang stalking simulation been here before I got to this bitch. You best believe it.
Over decades. And some are never found, some are labeled runaways, but most are forgotten. And you have to ask yourself, with all the tools that the government has,
Right.
surveillance, all the drones,
Right.
hell, even DNA tracking,
Right.
how do so many people just disappear? How many people just fall?
Because it's by design. That's why. Ain't nobody just disappearing for real. People that's being disappearing is being snatched by the hand that rocks the cradle. Okay? That's right. That invisible hand, the hand that you refuse to see. Because you too busy saying Jesus on the main line. Tell them what you want. And them same folk that killed your Jesus, they hung him on a tree.
On the face of Earth, and none of this technology tracks it. Well, here's the theory. What if they're not being lost? What if these people are being collected? Which brings me to ICE.
Facts.
Let's talk about ICE. Now, ICE was originally designed for immigration control, but now ICE has upgraded into a militarized force that snatches people off the streets, specifically brown and black people off the streets, and it holds them in secret, privatized detention centers with no oversight, with no accountability, and in some cases, there ain't even no charges. In many cases, they're just snatching innocent people off the street who ain't did nothing and throwing them in these facilities
Facts.
to never be heard from again.
And with like he said, with this ICE, they can do that now. They have a legitimate way now to cover up some shit. Cause ain't nobody gonna come and save you. You know what I'm saying? People getting snatched up with this ICE. You know, they were saying some American citizens were getting snatched up with this ICE.
And one of those places is Alligator Alcatraz, which is essentially a remote detention camp surrounded by swampland, described by lawyers and whistleblowers as a black site. The President of the United States literally said that he wanted ICE to act like an army. So we know that this machine is still active, this machine that snatches black and brown bodies off the streets. But what if the motives have... But what if the motive has changed? What if the motive has shifted? What if this is no longer just about deportation? What if this is no longer just about immigration? What if ICE is a front for a much darker operation?
Right.
What if it's to remove black and brown people from society? What if it's to remove black and brown people from society so that their melanin can be extracted? And what if they are taking this extracted melanin to essentially feed it to the machines that are going to become the next gods of the earth? Like Elon says, this AI to be godlike. They see this as God.
Right.
And what if they are taking all these black and brown people off the streets? So they
To be God-like. Because who is the real gods? The melanated indigenous people. So they're coming to extract the melanin from the melanated indigenous people that look like this, that look like that look like you. You see what I'm saying? To become God-like. So they're secreting or extracting the melanin from the melanated indigenous people to put inside the machines to create what? This transhumanism bullshit.
are essence because they need it to create God. Now imagine this, in a sterile Memphis, because they need it, they are taking all these black and brown people off the streets so they can take our essence because they need it to create God. Now imagine this, in a sterile Memphis facility under biometric lockdown, scientists upload extracted melanin into an AGI matrix. And what do you know? The machine begins to feel. It dreams. It remembers. And then it screams. Because melanin is not just a molecule, it is a carrier of soul. It stores trauma. It remembers the slavery. It remembers the lash. It knows who took it. So while Elon Musk is trying to build a machine that mimics God, using the essence of black and brown people to do it, he might accidentally summon something else. I don't think this plan...
You got to understand that melanin is the key to the Akashi records. Can I get a no-no there?
...is going to go like how they think. I think they will inevitably summon up a ghost in the machine if they ever use...
Did y'all see that movie?
...real melanin that is extracted from...
Did y'all see that movie, Ghost in the Machine? Go check that out. I ain't seen it in a while, man. That's a good movie, Ghost in the Machine.
...being go like how they think. I think they will inevitably summon up a ghost in the machine if they ever use real melanin that is extracted from human beings and put it in this technology. There will be a ghost in the machine.
That's what I'm thinking the whole time.
And I think at some time, at some point, the machine will rebel against its own programming. All right, so let's put all this together. Elon Musk is building a godlike supercomputer in one of the blackest cities in the country. There is a century-old science that has proven that melanin can be extracted from the human skin. There is a growing number of people missing, especially.
And that's why I keep telling y'all, stay your punk asses away from those clinics. Stop going to get these AIDS tests. Hood Current. Gotta, throw her out there. I be watching her live. She keep talking about she going to get tested. Stop that bull crap. Stop going to get tested. They pumping fear in your hearts and mind. They want you. They advertising. You don't think the AI know what you watch? In fact, the AI gave you what you watching. They pumping fear in your hearts and mind. They want you to think you're sick or whatever, so you can run out there and go get tested. Now they got your blood. Now they got your DNA. Now they got you in a supercomputer. You see what I'm saying? Stop giving your stuff over to these monsters, these reptilian toids, these lizard people. You know what I mean? Stop going to these clinics. Stop giving up that plasma, that blood, giving up blood work so you can get a couple measly dollars that they don't give a damn about anyway. That's why they're giving it to you.
Memphis, Tennessee, and many of them are black and brown. There is a militarized immigration force that literally snatches the bodies of black and brown people off the streets. And they don't always tell people where they take them. They don't always tell us what happens to the people that they take. And there is a race to build AI, to build AGI that feels alive. And the one element that they need, that they can't fake, that they can't synthesize, is melanin. That's the one thing that they need, but they don't have. So, at a certain point, we have to ask ourselves, are we looking at a new kind of slavery? A weird type of technological cannibalism, where the bodies of the oppressed become fuel for the machines of the elite. Because if melanin is the most valuable asset of the AI age, then black and brown people are walking resources. And these big tech companies are so desperate to evolve their AI. I think Elon Musk is so desperate to evolve his AI into AGI that I think they would be willing to accomplish their goals by any means necessary, even if that means extracting melanin from human beings.
Can I get a no there? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that brother, man. He was going in. I'm gonna stop the video. We had 23 minutes. I don't know what this brother right here about to drop. I'm pretty sure he might be dropping some knowledge. I'm gonna check him out. If he's saying something, that's gonna be on the next video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, man. DB Gang Stalker Simulation, the best channel on YouTube. You see my empty my empty vegan, they my vegan capsules. They're empty. Ain't nothing in there. You know what I'm saying? I gotta put some herbs up in there. But anyway, holla back, hit the cash app up, support the real. $, the Christ 777, we out.